Mary Pat Magdy, and I am doing a Facebook Live every day in June with different topics and different information. So thanks for the people who've joined me during the live, and thank you for the people who've watched the videos afterwards. So thanks for joining. Since this is day 7, if you missed any of my videos, you can look at my Facebook page, and they're numbered. So far this will be number 7. So I did 6 other videos if you want to look at what the topic is or see what I'm talking about. So welcome to Facebook Live. Okay, while I'm waiting for a few more people to join, I was gonna share a few things. Tonight I'm really talking a little bit more about the company, Young Living, that was founded by Gary Young. So I was going to give a few little facts, and then tonight I'm talking about the seed to seal process that really sets this company and their type of essential oils really above all other companies. They're really the world leader, and they've been in business for almost 25 years. Okay, but before I start with the topic, I was going to just say that for March was the biggest month. Oops, my phone's, hold on. March was the biggest month for the company's history. They had 103,000 new members who joined that month. Crazy. And they shipped a record. Oh, hi, Aunt Carolyn. Nice to see you. And they shipped a record 1 million orders in March, which included almost 7 million bottles of essential oils. Isn't that crazy? So that came in an email with some summaries, but I thought it was fascinating. And if you wonder, oh, who's Young Living, or are they any good? I mean, do your own research. But obviously, if they ship 7 million bottles of essential oils, that's in March. It means, all over the world, people know it's the best company and the best quality of essential oils. And if you watched, like last night, this is not a company only about essential oils. It's about really healthy living. And that's what my story is, that it's helped me to kind of learn how to clean up my own home environment, how to get rid of toxic chemicals, how to choose healthier products. And I've switched out a lot of my products with the Young Living products because I've tried to make some things on my own. Not always successful, so I just buy their products because I trust what's in them. And most of the products have essential oils in them, which I know is supporting my body. So, hey Paula. So this company has the best products, not only essential oil and the world leader with that, but also with other home care products, beauty products, supplements, everything. So tonight is a little more education about the seed to seal promise from the company, and also about the farms. And if someone wants to stay around for a while, I think I might talk about more in depth about the farming process. I find it kind of fascinating. I like learning about stuff. And then tomorrow night, I'm going to go back to just showing some products and how I use them. So I'm going to show some of the products I have in my bathroom, my shampoo, conditioner, lotions, other things that I've switched out that I use. Last night I showed the Thieves products. Maybe I'll show some of the beauty products that I'm using, the skincare products that I'm using and really liking. So try to go back and forth with the different kinds of topics. And tomorrow night I'll try to go again, I think probably at the early time at 7. Okay, so let me talk about a few things. The seed to seal. What does that mean? Okay, so for more than 20 years, Young Living has set a standard for checking essential oil purity and good potency, strength. And their quality is a promise of seed to seal. It's their own process, but there's 5 important requirements. So why do they have their own process? Because there's no outside government agency checking. If you saw one of my earlier videos when I was talking about chemicals and what's listed on a label, for essential oils, a company only has to put in 5% of the plant oil, and they can label it pure therapeutic essential oil. Oh, so what else is it mixed with? It could be mixed just simply with like olive oil or a carrier oil that we talked about before, coconut oil, something. Could be mixed with something simple like that. Or it could be mixed with other synthetic chemicals to stretch, or they could add chemicals to add a stronger scent. So this company, of its own integrity, its own how it wants to do business, has its own process to check. But what's in the bottle is just the plant oil, nothing else. Sometimes when they blend 5 or 6 different essential oils in a bottle for a specific blend, if they add some coconut oil or if they add almond oil to the mix, it will say it on the label. But like if I get lemon essential oil, inside is only lemon essential oil, that's it. Peppermint, it's just the peppermint, it's just the plant. So that's one of the things. If you might want to try it. If you get a Young Living essential oil, and if you're interested in getting Young Living essential oils or products or whatever, just contact me, private message me, make a comment here, whatever. I'm happy to help you learn how to get these great products. But you can do your own comparison. If you smell Young Living and compare it to maybe another essential oil you bought in a grocery store, they're going to smell different, and you're going to get a different kind of therapeutic benefit and effect on your body depending on the quality. So people, oh, I heard this type of essential oil is good for helping me relax, but I'm trying it, it's not working. But probably you're using some essential oil that's not fully the plant oil inside the bottle. So do your research. This is part of me doing these video series, is just to educate people. So they made up their own process to check and what will meet their standards when they're getting essential oils. So first is they pick the seed. So that's the first seed. They select the seeds that will produce plants with the best levels of desirable components. That is the vital first step in the seed to seal. So they're very careful about the seeds that they grow themselves and they pick. Second, I can't figure spell. Cultivate, growing and harvesting. Okay, cultivate. They have a sustainable agricultural expertise ensures that specific standards are met, both on the Young Living owned farms, and I'll show you pictures in a minute, and also any of their partner farms. They have some places where they have partners, they work for the farms, but they have to follow the same rules. Third is distill. So they combined ancient and modern techniques to maintain the best beneficial plant compounds in each batch of essential oils. So interesting, the cultivating and distilling. So cultivating, they wait until it's the exact right time to pick the flower, the plant, whatever. They go out to the fields, test them, If it's not right, it's not the best time yet, nope, wait till tomorrow. Check again. They do like chemical testing. They do all kinds of different testing. Not good? Okay, wait until tomorrow. So they wait until the best time to get the plant. And then the distilling, a lot of different companies might add some chemicals. Hey Beth, hi Rosemary. A lot of companies may add some chemicals to kind of stretch the essential oils, or they may process it at a high heat to get it quicker. But then they're losing some of the better qualities. So this company distills at a very low temperature to get the best quality of the essential oils. Then after they distill it, then they test it. So they have a whole bunch of chemists. I've met some of them at the Young Living Convention. I've gone to some of the workshops. I've watched them do some testing where they can show you what they do, how they test different essential oils. Fascinating. So they have some really top-notch chemists on their staff. So they test it to make sure they have consistent quality and purity. They're tested in their internal labs, as well as they have a third-party group that test them. Young Living essential oils come from different kinds of places, but in different farms all over the world, but they all have to follow the same process. I thought of something else, but now I forgot. I know that sometimes they told a story at convention last year. It was some farm where they grew, I don't remember the plant. And they grew it, and it's already, probably acres of a farm. And they got it, and they tested it, and maybe there were like 8 characteristics it had to have. It had 7, but because it didn't have the full 8 up to their standard, they didn't use that plant for essential oils. They may have used it for ground cover or other kinds of things, recycle it in a positive way, but they didn't use it to make essential oils. Now they could have just got that. Sometimes this company, some people's favorite essential oils may go out of stock. It may depend on the planting season and the farms they have, the demand, and they try to do their best to really meet the demands. But they won't take something substandard just to get a profit. They'll just say, you have to wait until we get the high quality and the plant that we want, or the specific with the testing. So they're very strict, and I like that about the company. They have integrity. They have, something you can respect. And if you're smelling an essential oil from our company, say I buy lavender this year or last year, I smell it, I use it often, and then it's gone. I have to buy another one, right? So if I buy another one, I open it up, I smell it. Oh, it's just a little bit different. Oh, that's because it's just from the plant. And year to year, the planting, the climate, the weather, the weather right now, at least in our area, keeps changing, impacts how the plant grows. Now they have to meet the standards for the high quality, but each year that essential oil could smell a little bit different. That means it's just the plant oil. But if you have another company where it always smells exactly the same, always, year after year after year after year, they're probably adding something to add some kind of consistent fragrance or something, or adding some kind of chemicals or something. So it kind of lets you know. But it's okay if one bottle, it won't smell big difference, but a little bit different. It's because it's a plant, and nature changes, if you're a gardener. Okay. And then in the last, so we had seed, cultivate, distill, test, and the last is seal. So they complete the seed to seal process by carefully, sealing it and inspecting each bottle of essential oil. And they have a fancy facility, state-of-the-art facility, before shipping it to members worldwide. So they follow their own process because, like I said, the FDA or other outside agencies are not really checking. They only require that 5% in the bottle. Okay, that's the Seed to Seal. Let me show you. So for the company, Young Living, to kind of control every step of the Seed to Seal process, they own many of their own farms, and they also work with many partner and co-op farms around the world. The Young Living team personally travels worldwide to find farms that have the ideal condition for growing the best botanicals, plants. This personal direct involvement in the growing process allows to make sure that they get the perfect purity and the highest efficiency that the members kind of depend on. So one of the farms is in British Columbia, Canada. That was purchased in 2014. Northern Lights Farm grows and distills black spruce, leddium, yarrow, and other botanicals. As part of the commitment to sustainability, the scenic farm will be on the site of a continuous reforestation of trees we harvest. So it's a sustainable process. They're not just cutting down trees or using trees and not replacing. It's a sustainable, including the black spruce trees, which are crucial for many popular essential oil blends, including Valor, one of my favorites. Okay. They also own, in Idaho, St. Mary's. It's a Melissa field, about 200 acres of pristine farmland where Gary Young's first farm purchase, where Young Living started. Never before or since exposed to any harmful modern farming techniques. So they look for farm and soil that hasn't been touched, that doesn't have a history of pesticides or anything that's affected the soil. They're very strict when they're finding their farms. It really goes beyond organic farming. And that farm in Idaho grows lavender, melissa, and tansy. And then in Croatia, they grow helichrysum. I'm not sure if I pronounced it right. Croatia has many beautiful aromatic plants. So that's where they grow. There's many other crops that will be made in the newest Young Living facility there. It has, right there in that country, they have the distillery right there, the manufacturing plant, the warehouse, and the distribution center. Everything's right close, so when they harvest it, they can distill it right there. They don't have to ship it somewhere or anything like that, so it's really close. Another place is in France, one of their farms, lavender. Of course, France, they try to get the essential oils and grow the plants in their natural environment. Where's the best climate? Where's the best weather for that, to grow that? So they don't force them all to be grown here, because the U.S. doesn't have, the perfect conditions for every different kind of essential oil and plants. So France has beautiful rolling hills and fields of lavender in the regions of Provence, France, and that's the third farm. So they also grow, they have lavender, lavandin, rosemary, clary sage, and the acorn grain is grown there. Also, so how many did we hit? 1, Canada, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So we talked about 4 farms so far. So number 5, Naples, Idaho. That's the site of the winter harvest and spring replanting event. There's a scenic Highlands Flats tree farm where the members are able to experience our seed to seal process firsthand. The farm grows and distills Idaho balsam fir, western red cedar pine, Idaho blue spruce, and other conifers, and is the home of the first fully automated state-of-the-art distillery. So with Young Living Farms, if you're in any of these areas you want to go visit, it's open to you. You can go. I'm really hoping it's going to work out this year. When I go to the Young Living Convention next week, I'm hoping to go visit their lavender farm in Utah. So if I do, I'll be doing Facebook Live or be taking a lot of pictures. I'm so excited. But you can go yourself. You don't even have to be a member of Young Living. You can go see the farm. You can see how they plant by hand, how they weed. They weed by hand. They don't use any pesticides or anything. You can sometimes, depending on the time of year, you can go and help plant yourself some of the things that will be growing. You can watch the distilling process. It's all open. Okay, so number 6 is Ecuador. There's very good soil in, Guayaquil creates the best environment to grow unique and rare botanicals such as eucalyptus blue, ylang, chocolate, dorado azul, sorry I'm probably pronouncing it wrong, acacia, among many others. They also have the state-of-the-art distillery there at that farm, and it's the largest in South America. So I think this would be 7 in Oman. Since 2010, Young Living has partnered with local Omani harvesters to obtain and secure our supply of called sacred frankincense resin. Young Living is the first and the only company in the world to get permission to distill and export the precious essential oil and bring it to the Western world. We're it for that partnership. So if other people say they have sacred frankincense, that particular plant, don't know. Then they have many other co-op farms around the world and partner farms. So I'll show you some pretty pictures of the farms. And then, of course, there's Mona, Utah. That's where the lavender farm, where I'm hoping to go next week. That has been growing lavender, hyssop, clary sage, peppermint, goldenrod, and more since 1995. It also grows the acorn grain. The beautiful farm hosts an annual Lavender Day celebration and many other special events there. You can see how big this is. And that's where the headquarters for Young Living is there. All right. That's the seed to seal. Oh yes, Beth, I will definitely be taking pictures when I go there. I'm so excited. Okay. For those people, so I kind of covered the basics of the seed to seal. You can go back to the beginning of the video and watch it, and also talked about the farms. But for people who want to hear more, I just found this fascinating about the purity and the quality of the essential oils for young living. So if you want to see more, stay tuned. Okay, so I said that Gary Young's commitment to the quality and purity set up the seed to seal process and make sure that it's a therapeutic grade essential oil. So how is an essential oil formed? In the process of photosynthesis, plants not only produce food, but in addition, some also convert nutrients into volatile aromatic compounds in order to protect themselves from sickness and insect damage, or in the event of like a forest fire that might cause the dried leaves on the ground to burn more quickly to protect the roots. So they have their own defense system, and that's what gives us the essential oils. So the aromatic compounds or oils are stored in the glands on the plant stems or in the leaves. And the essential oil is released under a low temperature and low pressure after varying length of distilling times. So first it needs a proper environment. It needs a specific soil, nutrients, water, cultivation, and man's kind of careful management to get the highest quality essential oils to be produced that supports the body's natural chemistry for health, spiritual awareness, and emotional stability. The proper seed species is critical to produce the highest quality. But how do you know if you have the proper plant species unless yourself you're the grower or working with a grower? What is the origin of your seed? How do you know if the seed is not genetically modified? You know, the genetically modified. How do you know? So most seed is commercially grown in nurseries, not challenged by nature, the sun, the water, the wind, and the temperature changes. But the harshness of nature develops strengths in the plant's own immune system that is expressed in the essential oil. So seeds grown in a controlled environment generally produce genetically weak plants, and that produces lower quality oil. But if you're growing, probably you gardeners will know this, if you're growing healthy plants, you begin with the understanding that the physical and chemical properties of the soil, along with the nutritional needs of the plants, is really important. If you don't have enough soil nutrients and you have poor soil conditions, it results in poor essential oil quality. So the geographic location, the soil type, the climate, the elevation, the humidity, the temperature, the sunlight, frost-free days, rainfall, many other variables determine the growth and the health of the plants, and then therefore the quality of essential oils. So aromatic plants grow best in a well-drained soil, rich in nitrogen, potash, phosphorus, with a pH of 7 to 8. Clay soil needs a lot of compost mixed with it, humus, enzymes, microbes to break down to the natural rigid structure and change it to have the best composition for soil. So guys, are you still with me? This is more the specifics. I mean, everything they do is like top quality. So for people who garden, you'll probably know many of these things. So we talked about the proper environment for the plant. Second is composting. Composting increases the nitrogen, so it's very beneficial in organic farming, which is practiced on Young Living Farms worldwide. So they use discarded food scraps, banana peels, coconut husks, skin peeled from mangoes, papayas, apples. Add clover, alfalfa to begin fermentation. When all this is mixed with manure and liquid worm casting, then they have an excellent fertilizer that provides the highest source of nitrogen to feed the plants. So again, if you're a gardener, you probably know some of this stuff. I just find it fascinating, all the details of Young Living. Okay, so we've had the proper environment, composting, third, weed control. So you gardeners, you know about this stuff, right? So the weed and the pest control are always a major challenge for organic farming. So Gary Young, did you know this, developed a natural herbicide made with essential oils. Neem oil and castile oil. So his pest control spray is a combination of cinnamon, Palo Santo, basil, Idaho tansy, pine, and citronella with neem oil as a carrier oil. So that efficiency is remarkable. It's been very interesting to watch how the different plants respond in a positive way to the essential oil spray. Pretty cool. Who knew? I didn't know how they did this, so I was reading about it. So the weed and the pest control spray made with essential oil can dramatically improve the organic environment of the plants. The soil sprayed with certain essential oils have been shown to digest unwanted chemicals in the soil as well. Naturally, it's more expensive to do it this way, but the results are worth it. So weeds can be a farmer's worst enemy and one of the biggest challenges when growing organically. So for that reason, it's important to control the weeds through cultivation early on as the plant develops. So you guys know that you go to your gardens and you're pulling all the weeds quick before they grow too big, right? Same idea. So they cut things quickly. They use some planting cover crops, beans, corn, different clover to help kind of choke the weeds, and it adds more nutrients when they plow later. They rotate the crops is beneficial, and they grow some close together so there's less weeds. So it's kind of interesting. And then fourth, organic farming. So Young Living practices organic farming methods and requests the same of all their partner and co-op farms. So remember I described their farms and then there's co-op and partner farms, so they have to follow the same. So Young Living Farm in Ecuador is very rural and far from any industrial or city pollution. The air is fresh and not contaminated. That's great for organic practices and certification. In 2013, the Young Living Ecuador Farm received organic certification for the plants, for the raw farmland not planted, and for the cacao from CIRS, which is a German organization accredited by the U.S. Department of Agriculture, compared to kind of like our USDA organic certification. And then the last is kind of distilling. There was one time Gary was distilling clary sage at the Mona farm for over an hour when the water supply pipe to the boiler broke, shutting down the distilling. The oil yield had been good and the distillation was almost finished, so the workers wanted to unload the cooker and prepare for the next one. But Gary himself had a thought: let the material sit in the cooker until we're ready to start again, and then let's distill for another hour and just see what happens. And he was amazed when he discovered that during the second distillation period, there was a greater extraction of the very desired components of, I don't know how you say it, saccharel, allowing the clair sagey to sit in the cooker until the pipes were repaired, softened the fiber, which released even more of the essential oil. The oil from the two cooks combined achieved a greater balance of all the constituents. So the Young Living Farm in France is now using that same distillation process. So the environment greatly affects the plant growth and the quality of the oil that's produced. So latitude, longitude are complex factors that determine the components that produced in the plant. So they just have a lot of years of experience. You know, you have to understand, and you guys know if you're growing your flowers, it's now spring, you know, preparing the soil, planting, cultivating, distilling, and then scientifically testing. So the planning, you know, they just follow every step, you know, hand doing many things and making sure everything's just right so we get the best quality oils. So I challenge you. I think that Young Living is the top #1 worldwide company. Read some more about it. Go online. You can find seed2seal.com, and that will explain more about their process. So that's my topic for tonight. If anybody has any questions, I don't see any yet. Tomorrow I'm back to talking about products, and we're going to show some of the other products that I have in my bathroom. Shampoo, conditioner, lotion, bath gel. Maybe I'll show some of the beauty products. So that's tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. Okay, so every day I'm doing a Facebook Live. Join me live if you can. Make comments. If you're interested in Young Living or products, let me know. And like I say, every day in June I'm here. You can watch my prior videos posted on Facebook. And thank you for joining. Thank you, Paula. Nice to see everybody. Have a good evening. Bye.